Hello and welcome, everyone. Peace to you and your families. God bless you. Haven't decided yet on a title. It's going to be something like Run Your Race. Don't get stuck in the wilderness. I'm here to encourage someone that God is not finished with you yet, and that help is on the way. Your breakthrough's on the way. And I have so many different signs that the Lord has been showing me regarding Shiba and different things, but I think I'm only going to share this one thing, only one thing, or unless the Lord leads me. So let's just give God the glory. Let's just praise the Lord, because where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Okay, we want to join what heaven is doing. And they're always worshiping the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. That way, when you wake up exhausted and you're in a give-up mode and you are frustrated and you have fear and anxiety, that's not from the Lord. And what He's offering to you and I is the kingdom, because it is the kingdom fruit that's going to instantly get you out of anxiety, fear, lack, peace. You'll get the peace. So, I might as well. So God is always ready to pour. So He gave me this image. He says, tell them this. He says, many of my people, when they fall short, and they get stuck in the addiction or the sin that they keep falling short, that they don't want to. Like, doesn't Paul say it? He says, that thing I keep doing that I don't want to do, I do what I don't want to do. Okay, there's a scripture like that. So I guess I could keep the worship going, which is fine. I'll just keep it low because I want to focus on the Lord. Because it's all about Jesus, because the only person is going to get us out of what we're in. And the thing that you need, okay, so what He was showing me, He says, tell them that. That's not how I'm looking at the whole picture when I'm looking at you guys and all the angels are around, right? That's not how it is. He says, this is the truth. He says that, while we're busy complaining because we're uncomfortable, or if He has you in something that's over your head and you're overwhelmed, that's because He's stretching you. He's stretching you. And you hate it, but He's stretching you. Because, what did He say to me? He wants to make you ready to have the capacity so you are able to carry your promised land. Yes, there's a promised land for you, yes. And I'm going to maybe touch on that a little bit. So He's going to have you do something out of your capacity, because He walks it out with you day by day. That's it. Listen, I'm trying to give you rest in your mind by what I'm going to share with you. So He says, tell them, while they're busy, because the enemy got in again. He's lying to you, he says. Okay. Yeah, you're falling short. Yeah. But that's not the whole picture. And He says that you have to view Him now with your good eye. That He's a good Father. And what He's looking at, this is the picture He's looking at, that He's ready to open whatever you need. Do you need more peace? Do you need more love? Do you need some forgiveness? Do you need a break? Do you need a little more self-control? Because that's a fruit of the Spirit and you can ask for it. Because you don't have no self-control. Maybe it's that addiction. So ask. You didn't ask because you didn't think He was going to give it to you. But He's going to give it to you for the day. You only need it for today. Remember what He did? Blueprint, the Israelites. When the Israelites, He says, I will lead you by a cloud in the day and by a pillar of fire at night. Why? How else is God going to show Himself to us humans when we were raised to see, feel, hear what we see in front of us? Well, that's okay. That's how he made us. But he also made us with a space in our soul that will never be satisfied. So we put the addictions in there to bring comfort, because we want comfort right away because we're not seeing it right away. And we're thinking we need to be on the rhythm of the world. And he's saying, no, I take you out of the world. You're still in it, but you're not of it. And if you're not of it, where are you going to get your stuff from? Where are you going to get your provision? Where are you going to get your healing? Where are you going to get your next direction? Where are you going to get that peace? Okay, so he says, tell them to get a picture. He says, I'm always ready, waiting. I'm looking, I'm watching. Speak the word, he says. Yes, come boldly. My mercies are new every day. When? Every single day. He says, dare. Try it. He says, because he understands what we go through, because the enemy is ferocious. But he's not more powerful than the king. See, the king of the tribe of Judah. The enemy knows that. But what the wilderness is for is to open our eyes, the spiritual eyes, so we get to know that too. But in the meantime, while we're in the wilderness, we're tripping a lot. Okay? Because it is the good shepherd that's only going to hold you by your hand and get to lead you out. He says, follow me. Now remember, what does a shepherd do with sheep? They wander. So he goes and he has the shepherd's thing, and a lot of times he's chastening them, especially the one that keeps going on the side, because he's trying to protect them. It doesn't seem like that, but as long as you can answer this question, if you could just get up and continue in the word so you know the truth that will set you free. What is the truth? The word of God. That's it. There is no in between. He always tells us, hey, I would rather you be hot if you're going to say you're going to be hot, or cold. If you don't leave then leave it. Because that way the enemy can at least come in and get you go back and forth, and then make a liar out of me, he says. Because that is one thing it says in the word, that God is not a liar. He's not like man. And we got to stop thinking of him with the experiences we've had since childhood and with people around us. This is not the kingdom. And this thing about running a race, there's only a race that's been set before you that nobody, it's not going to be raced then. How about we look at it like that? And he's not going to give you the next. It doesn't work the way the world has. I've got all my ducks in a row. I've got my 5-year plan. Is 5-year plan good? It's okay. Because if he's giving you a big dream, you're going to have a big dream. It's going to be bigger than you. That's okay. Write it down, but it's not for now. But in the meantime, how the Lord is going to meet you is in the repetition of the day. Because you've got to discover that it's not about your plans. Because what did he show me? He said, I know I just wrote it down. Okay. What did he say? He says, God doesn't want us to build a ministry for him without him. So therefore, if you've been asking, how do I raise a family? How do I do the ministry? How do I do it all? Well, you got to take a step back and see where the peace left you. Maybe you need to delegate more things. I don't know, maybe. But he also wants to build the church. AKA, that's you and I. Listen, Spirit, he's a lamp to our feet. The word is a lamp to our spirit. So those that have received Jesus to be the Lord of your life, that's what it means. But we got to follow him. And I guarantee you, if you stop, take a deep breath, and stop going at the pace of the world, okay, which is a rat race that he does not want you and I on. Trust me, I have been pursuing dreams and ambition for a long time, and he'll bring me full circle every year. And he'll say, what do you see? Because he wants to say, this is where you are. This is, and you think it's not going to be there. And he says, again, I'll bring you full circle if I have to another year. He says, here. But it's all part of the journey. An 11-day journey took the Israelites 40 years. Listen, but they got there. Now, so what he was showing me is, he wants us, he says, I work in the day. He says, the way I fed the Israelites when they needed it, while they were in the wilderness, in the promised land is a different thing. In the promised land, your promised land, yes, there is one. I know it doesn't seem like it's ever going to come to pass, is a place where your identity is in the Father. Now you know that if you need peace, you got it right there. You freely eat at his table. If you need joy, if you need forgiveness, if you need mercy, if you need strength, instantly. How? You just got to go sit with him and turn on the worship music. And now you're eating because your faith has been built. And you already know those things that the enemy, those little foxes that you get tripped up on daily, that's part of the thing for you to see him. Okay? And each season is there so you can take authority, because once you've been through a season, now you've got the authority. Now when you go into your next season, you can declare and decree things. Now it becomes a whisper. The enemy can't get you no more there, because it's the thing that you can take authority over that cannot trip you up anymore. And is this possible? Yes, it is. I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. As I look back at the hair-like journey, all my steps ordered by the Lord. No, most of the time I didn't understand. You don't understand uncharted territory where he's leading you to go. Just like he puts me in a 9-month coaching program for business. Oh, did I hate it? Oh, but I birthed a baby. I birthed something. He breaks strongholds there, and he stretched me to fit my promised land. And today I had another breakthrough. He's been telling me to go live on my other channel. I changed the name a little bit. It is at J23 Fitness, but I changed the name to Workouts, Worship, and Weight Loss. Okay, and today I was getting ready to just make a video for that channel. God is sneaky. He goes, right as I'm putting the video on, he goes, go live. I panicked for a second because I was like, there's a difference. There's a live effect and then just making a video. And so I did. And did you know that I'm sharing these things with you because the enemy tries to tell us that next step, which is your mini mountain, is so hard. But remember, when God is with you, it's so easy. But he needs you to do that next step. And once you see, you're like, you mean all that worry and anxiety of going where God has been telling me to go? Just do it. Just do that thing, that little thing. Okay? And you do it, that's when your eyes are open. And now, and it's part of him pointing me, because I have a lot on my plate. I always say I have a lot, I have the channels and stuff, but he just increased my capacity today. I was like, wow, God. And he says, right. He says, it was in the obedience. He says, I've been telling you to do that. He started to tell me to go live, actually, I'm not gonna lie, about a month ago, but he's been telling me to focus on doing that. But then I was more focused on other things, and I'm building the membership. Building the membership for him. Oh yeah? No, let me tell you something. I did build the membership with the Lord, but he was building me in the background. Ooh, he was breaking strongholds. That's a good Father. Because if the Lord gave you your blueprint, A to Z, That's not a good father, because you're going to freak out and you're not going to do it. Instead, he says, I'm going to give you the instructions when you do the obedience step, the little step, the little step. The enemy comes at you and says, you can't do that. You can't do what so-and-so is doing. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You can't go to school. That's a lie, okay? So that's why God says, no, it's in the repetition, in the day. So each day, as you fall and get up, I open your eyes a little more, because you decided that when you fell, that you were going to decide to seek me anyway. He says, I honor that. Okay. Didn't know I was going all there. So he says, before you are ready. Okay. So God, he says, I'm too good of a father to give you all the details. Before you are ready. Remember, this is all it's about. He's not punishing you. It's because you're not ready for something. But you take it to the Lord and ask him. He says, ask yourself, when things are not moving as fast as you need them to move, he says, are you in fear or faith? He says, are you out of God's zone, which equals peace? So that's a little bit of how you can test it. And the thing is this, what I'm learning. For that day, as you're seeking him to calm yourself down from the things that are going on in the world, the money and everything, that big dream that you know that he won't let you go, because he put it in you, just do another step. And that step could be that maybe it's for someone, you started to write the vision down, that huge thing, because it's going to be that thing where it's that voice and you're looking at yourself and you didn't say anything yet, but you're watching and going, yeah, you're smiling, going, right. That's it. But ask the Lord. And then your first step would be write the vision down. Write it down. Then the next day, you ask the Lord about it. Go, Lord, what's my first step? It's going to be little. You're going to expect it to be something big. It could be, but no. It's going to be in that still small voice. If you're waiting to hear and you're in confusion and you're upset and you're going like this, well, he can't. It's not that he's not speaking to you. Remember, he's ready. God is ready. He's watching. He's such a good father, a merciful father. He never leaves us. He never forsakes us, even though it looks that way. No, but you check yourself. Go sit with yourself. Even when you're driving to work, take that opportunity. Or go during a lunch break and go outside, get away. Even if it's 5 minutes, he'll meet you there. If you say, and he knows it, he'll meet you there. Of course he wants to. He wants to pour what you need. And the thing that you need, what he's trying to tell you, is me. You need me. Me. You don't need to try to build your ministry, okay, on exhausting, because it's that if you need provision, ask him, where should I get my first customer? Where is it? But if you are thinking that it should happen a certain way, you just kind of left God out. Because when it doesn't happen in your day or month or whenever, you now feel you lose your anticipation to wait for the Lord to bring it. So just cut any way that you think, because when he gives you that big dream, you have to leave all the details to him. See, it is hard for humans to do that, but you just have to give it to him again and again and again. I didn't know I was going to go there, but I just really wanted to read you the thing that he wanted me to read you. This was from March 24th that he gave it to me at... He said, don't get stuck in the wilderness. He said, finish the journey of healing of your spiritual eyes, the journey of your soul. We know what our soul is, which is our mind, our will, and our emotions, and to the kingdom ways and thoughts, which are different. You're not going to find them here. You're not going to find them in front of you. He will use the earth to allow you to do something or go somewhere, but the instruction isn't coming. He will send a person, he will send it through a dream, or he'll send it straight to you with a still small voice. He says, finish the journey of healing of your soul, where your spiritual eyes will be opened completely, which simply means you know God's ways and thoughts and the truth. You start to know the truth behind the devil's deception. What is this war we're always fighting back and forth in our head? Back and forth until he can stabilize us like the rock. He says, if you get out too soon, you will think you are the one making things happen and not God. He says, you will be able to look back at your life and see every little step was orchestrated by the Lord. This is true. As I look back, I'm like, my God. See, you must see that, because then you trust God more. Then you're like, oh, why am I going to figure it out? Lord, what do you want me to do today? See, that's it. It's in the day. And then you repeat it. That's it. Get your strength, get your peace on, get your love on, get your forgiveness on towards yourself. You're going to go forgive someone else if you're not forgiving yourself for falling short. Listen, our weaknesses are there. He says, my strength, my power is made perfect in your weakness. This is another way of God, so you can see. See what? In the day, I was like this, I woke up, I asked for peace and strength, and now I'm like this. The next day again, I was like this, and then now I'm like this. What do you see? You see God. Then you're going to want more of it, because it's freely. He says, my table's always open. Okay, so this is the only way to lay your crown before him and gaze upon him, almighty maker of heaven and earth. God has to remove the Egypt out of us, or else the enemy of our soul will always be able to distort the truth. He says the truth could be 99% and deception 1%. And he says, and you will still be going the wrong way, and that is not good enough for God. There's a way that seems right to man that is not right with God's kingdom. That's why take everything to the Lord. It's so simple, like a child. Ask questions. What do you think I do all day? So I think that's all I'm going to say regarding that. The only thing I'm going to tell you regarding Shiba, so Shiba's at 22, maybe I'll mention that because a lot of people might not want the message, but you know what? Jesus is the center of everything. Even if I'm going to get the Shiba, what am I getting? When is it coming? What are the signs he's showing me on my walk? I'm not getting it from the charts. I'm not. They might confirm it. God might use a confirmation that I asked him a question about. Does that make sense? And then I'm fishing for the Lord. Okay, so listen to what I want to. Okay, so the Lord leads me when I do something. It's already because he's either led me somewhere. It's because he's already showed me something. He led me back to as I was listening to one of her videos. Well, last week, let's start with last Sunday. I didn't know I was going to go there. A fire truck, I was driving to church, and a fire truck with the number 35 appears, and right away, the Holy Spirit quickened to me her videos on the number 35. So when I got home, I look it up, and it has to do with Shiba. And then, I don't want to talk about that right now, but then I stayed on her channel, and I was drawn to one of her titles called Wealth Transfer, Black Swan, Red Sea Moment. Okay, and what is a black swan? Is an unforeseen event. It's a catalyst. It's a large magnitude, unexpected, and rare. And then she has new moon in there. And the next new moon is the pink moon, April 12, 2025, which correlates with Nisan 14, which is the Passover. The Lord has been talking to me about the crescent moon. He gave me a little bit of revelation regarding that. He says, yes, I instructed Moses before the Passover to set the lunar calendar with the crescent moon. He says, pay attention, Janet. He says, you are not going on the other calendar, the Gregorian. He says, I want you to focus on the events of the lunar calendar. So I got that revelation for sure. So I'm on the lunar calendar, okay? Pink moon, April 12th, Passover. Now, Black Swan event. So listen to, and in this video, China, she gives us something that happened in China while they were during a flag ceremony. They were lifting their flag. I think this was in 2021, 2022, I'm not sure. So what happened was, out in the public square, a black swan appears. And it wasn't afraid, it just stood there. And then, after that event, the black swan, negative things started to happen. Bats started to appear out of nowhere. There was a flood. Buildings collapsing. There was snow in summer. There was hailstorms. Okay, where am I going with this? And she says that a Red Sea is like a black swan moment, right? It was unforeseen. It was of large magnitude. And I believe that we're headed to something. And the Shiba coming in on the first wave, there's going to be good and bad, always. But it's always to change something over. It's going to have to happen that way. But we don't have to be afraid. Okay, so that's what I wanted to say. And you say, okay, and then you might say, well, what does that have to do with what God showed me here? So when I went and I finished listening to this black swan, I'm in my bathroom now. I've had this, watch, I want to show you. We use this towel all the time. This is a beach towel. Pay attention. Look it. What are the colors and what's on there? A swan. Shiba colors. Now, I've had this towel for years and years and years. And it wasn't until that day that God highlighted it. He says swan. Remember, Shiba? And in that number 35 that he gave me, that led me to her channel, that I landed on this, but really I landed on the number 35 videos. And she talks about, I'm just going to pull out what I know, 2 bull runs happening. And she talks about the Phoenix Suns, that she was wearing a uniform of the Phoenix Suns. And there was 2, now I was watching that video, driving home, and as she's talking about that there was 2 black men, identical twins, 2 bull players, I look up, there's a digital board, what do you call those? That put messages, I forgot. And right, I look up, there's a red bull looking at me, and right after that, which signifies for the Bulls players. I was like, whoa. So God got my attention, the 35, which is in that one, 2 bull runs. And then he quickened to me, this is what I'm going to share, when there's 2 or more witnesses. He quickened to me the dream I had. I have that video 2 to 3 years ago on my other channel, the workouts now it's called Worship and Weight Loss, on my other channel at J23 Fitness. I had a dream like a vision. I'm just going to say it. Now, this happened very quickly. It was a vision, a picture. I could remember it like, I'll never forget it. Fish, silver or gray fish, large ones, in a circle. They stayed in a circle. They went out of the water. They went all the way high in the sky, and they came crashing down into the water. That's how I explain it when I went to watch my video again. And then they did it again. Twins, listen to twins. It was the exact same thing. They went out of the water again. They went high in the sky, and they came crashing down. And at the time that made me make that video was when I was watching somebody else's video, and they were talking about a similar event that God gave them in a dream. And God quickened it and says, go make a video. So that's proof for me Then he quickened it again now. So could it be correlated to the 2 bull runs? Because he quickened it to me as I was watching that video with the Bulls players. And she's talking about twins. And she says that she feels it was or God maybe showed it to her, it was correlated to the Twin Towers in New York, which probably has to talk about the Swan event, the unforeseen event that even happened on 9/11, like something like that. So like we already see that everybody's talking about it's gonna crash, and setting your buy limits. At least right now, you should have your sell limits, but you should also have buy limits, 0.01 or whatever, on all the different cryptos. I don't know, I'll probably leave that guy Michael. If you need help with your crypto, he's the guy that always helps me. I'll probably leave it in the description, and also remind you, God wants me to remind you, are you eating your fiber to feed your gut bacteria? Because if you're not feeding your gut bacteria that's in your colon, okay, you're starving them, and you are they're going to start eating the lining of your stomach, the mucin. And a lot of times, all disease starts in the gut. I've been talking about that a lot, but he says, remind them again, they don't have to change anything, but they need to start eating from the garden, anything, any plant foods, nuts, seeds, quinoa, olive oil, all the things that that gut bacteria eat. Because when they start eating your mucin, they're poking into your digestive lining, and now there's a little opening, and now particles, toxins are going into your bloodstream. And if you're suffering with some health issues like eczema or stomach issues, all those like you're gluten-free and all those things, name it, they're tracking everything back to the gut, okay? And then they're also starting to track Alzheimer's and dementia from the gut to the brain, because we have the largest vein. It's called the vagus nerve that goes from the stomach, when there's the enteric nervous system that's in the stomach area, that's taking going through the vagus nerve to the neurons that are in your brain. And if you are not having good bacteria to fight off your bad bacteria, that's what's happening. So when you go to the doctor and the doctor is telling you on the test, you have this, this, and this, okay, that is the truth, but that's not the final word, because the Lord is saying, I want my people whole, spirit, soul, and body. He says, because if you don't have the energy to carry what I'm giving you, and what I'm going to give you is big, you need the energy. So he wants to meet you where you are. Always, God is a good father. Like, He wants to give you hope. Like, this is a message of hope that okay, you've messed up so many times, not messed up, okay, but that doesn't mean you didn't learn anything on all those diets that you've had. And I welcome the ladies. I'll leave the link to my free Facebook live group that on Facebook called Keeping It Real Weight Loss. And then I'll keep my 6 secrets to weight loss that last. You can get to know me and how I coach. I coach in baby steps. I give you strategy and tools, real simple things. And then I'm looking for 10 women. I just finished my membership, so when I get to 10, and if I get 15, I'll take 15 at the low price. I'm only charging $23. You get everything, like you get me, my eyes on your material. You'll be in a private group, and we will work. And even if you don't have the energy to add anything else on your plate, at least come and learn. You'll be a student. You are going to learn, and we'll map out your framework of your goals and what's going on with you. You could just do that. If you don't have the energy, at least start learning, so that way the little foxes don't get in there and get you. Because remember, God died on the cross for you and I, and he doesn't want that for you. And he is not the one bombarding you with all the ministry stuff, because what God wants is to heal your broken heart, to open your blind eyes, and to set the captive free. That's what he says. That's what his word says he came. Okay, and if you're going to be tired, how are you representing the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords? And you leave your house, you're frustrated, you're impatient with people, you are not being the light that he wants us to put on a hill. But if you can Give him whatever you have, like just help, strength, and remember that. Don't forget that God cares about you. Yes, things are too much, but he's building you to full capacity. And ask him where you should go. If you can't get something, if there's an area, especially this area of health, you hire a coach. What coach do you want to get under? Is it me? Is it someone else? Where I'm not called to everybody, but I have a message in me, and I want to teach you how to manage. You are the CEO of your health. How about that? How about coming around that? And I'll teach you how to measure and calculate things, okay? And then, because he speaks to me prophetically, guess what he's doing to me when you come to me every week and we're working? He has an on-time word for you. The things that you're asking him for prayer, you know what you're asking him for, from your mouth to his ears, and from his mouth to my ears. It's always an on-time word. So this is what's going on when I'm coaching spirit, soul, and body. I use practical and biblical strategies, and it's really good. It's not what you think. It's like. And even if you are thinking of getting on weight loss drugs, but you didn't learn strategies and tools, I invite you to come on, because you are not going to stay on those drugs forever. And you might start getting on those drugs, and they have so many bad side effects. And there is a different way to lessen your appetite. Yes, there is. But remember, he wants to heal your broken heart. And as you're going through this journey, a little at a time, writing your dream, one little thing, we'll map out your big thing, but then we will tackle it one little thing at a time. I have a mini mountain roadmap that I created to get it mini, but boy, what I'm seeing now, that people don't even want the mini. So you know what I did? I came up with a micro plan. And then some people can't even do the micro. I came up, God gave me the microwave plan. That one anybody can do, I guarantee you. But what you want to get a coach for is to be accountable every week. And I could tell you that as I was in the coaching program, the business one that he put me with, she was from the UK. She is from the UK. She's amazing Christian, beautiful Christian lady. And every week I needed her. And did I want to do the work? No. He says, do you think the ladies are going to want to lose weight and do the work that's behind it? He says, but what did we do? You broke it down into little pieces. And when you met her, she got you out of that stronghold that you were thinking why you couldn't do it. She gave you the plan, and you exited, and you went and you worked. Where are you now? I birthed a little baby. Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. Why? Because God told me I had to sit under her. That's why I talk like that. I tell you, you got to ask God. I knew it. He led me to her. And every week he gave me what I needed. Yep, like what we're talking about, I'm telling you. So ask the Lord. So simple. Okay, anyway, so I'm going to leave a link also to the membership. Go to the sales page and look around everything that I offer my worship workouts. I offer different modules, journals, strategies. Oh my God, it's filled with everything. So you could stop looking if you want to Google how to do this or how to do that. I put it in one place, called to the women of faith. But anybody can actually buy the membership. You just can't sit in the private group unless God gives me further instructions to open it up to, because I know this channel holds families, guys, women. So I don't know if there's a need for it, because I know here we're talking about the crypto. Okay, so God bless you. God bless you. Have a great day.